This is your daily dose of all things royal. So, like a whack-a-mole, Meghan Markle pops up in Paris for the Balenciaga Spring 2026 fashion show. You heard me correctly. Balenciaga. Now, I'm not saying that because I'm in awe. I'm saying that because Balenciaga is the fashion house that was under fire for sexualizing kids in making them pose with teddy bears that were dressed up in bondage and BDSM gear, as you can see here. Disgusting. But Meghan has no shame, and she shows up to this fashion show and thinks that she's some type of A-lister. Meghan looks like she's going through some things. She doesn't look well at all. And I think she went to Paris to piss Harry off. I'll show you why in a second, but let's talk through what she was doing there. So she went to this fashion show. Nobody knows how she was invited, but we see her with Marcus, who I'm assuming is her handler, and also behind in the back, Jill Smaller, who is Serena Williams' agent. So most likely this is WME's doing, trying to rebrand Meghan Markle once again as some serious fashionista. And it's funny to watch because this woman is such a poser. Here she is trying to give her best Zoolander pose. Like, it's too much, Meghan. Nobody is buying that you're some supermodel just because you're in Paris and going to a fashion show. You look stupid. Now, the thing that's so pathetic about this woman we're calling Meghan Markle is the amount of effort that she has put into this latest PR stunt to make her appear like she's some type of global superstar and is the main event at this Balenciaga runway fashion show. But in reality, it appears that Balenciaga had snubbed Meghan. You see, right before the runway fashion show, all the celebrities and the VIPs got to get their photo taken in front of the Balenciaga name. You see, Halle Berry was there. You also had Anne Hathaway, as well as Tracy Ellen Ross, and also Lauren Sanchez. You could see that the photographer is standing in one place taking these photos of all these beautiful people. And what Balenciaga did in their official video was showcase all the guests that were coming in. You know who they left off purposely? Meghan Markle. So when you see video clips like this, you notice that it's not the same videographer who is filming the rest of these celebrities. It's someone pretty much off to the side, maybe Marcus doing it. And then she released it out to the public, making it look like she was part of the whole montage that Balenciaga had put together, but she's not. And my guess is that she acted like a real bitch, not friendly. Look at her face. She looks annoyed. Annoyed that someone interrupted her while she was doing her Zoolander. So they cut her out. Like, that's indeed a mass slip. She looks really irritated. The videographer is probably like, bitch, I'm cutting you out. And that's exactly what I see they did. She's nowhere in the beginning. And she's nowhere to be found in the official Balenciaga fashion show. So it probably explains why there's so many videos that are out there showing that she's actually in the audience. But in the official Balenciaga video, she's not sitting in the main runway. She's actually sitting off to the side, which is quite pathetic for someone who considers herself a global superstar. Now, if you watch this at regular speed, you will see Lauren Sanchez in the main runway area. You'll see Halle Berry. You'll see Anne Hathaway. But you don't see Meghan. And I think that that's intentional. I think they put her off to the side, out of the way, so she doesn't consume the attention, because that's essentially what Meghan does every single time. And it's no different with this, because when you Google Balenciaga, you see Meghan's stupid face popping up, because that's what she does. You don't know that Halle Berry went to this fashion show. You don't know that Anne Hathaway went to this fashion show. All you see is Meghan's ugly mug popping up, and not a good look considering Balenciaga had been under fire for that campaign with the BDSM bears and the children. Not a good look, especially when Harry and Meghan want to keep our children safe from online predators. And that's why you have all these paid influencers who put out this content. I'm pretty sure that it was Jill who filmed this and then passed it off to one of the people that they pay so they could post it. You see, that's the main runway, and off to the side is where Meghan is standing, desperately trying to get notice, and you can see the designer completely looks the other direction. But of course, Meghan has the media spinning like she was the star of the show, which she clearly wasn't because they just put her off to the side. But anyway, Meghan has the media spinning to make it look like she was part of the A-listers who were attending this show, even kissing Anna Wintour, who looks pretty uncomfortable having to face Meghan Markle face to face. But what's she going to do? She's not going to be rude. And here's the fakeness and mask slip all in one. Meghan looks so irritated and hateful that she has to say hello to Anna Wintour because remember, how many years has Anna Wintour snubbed giving Harry and Meghan an invite to the Met Gala? It's been like, what, ever since they left the royal family in 2020? This woman had been so desperate to get a ticket to the Met Gala. Like, Anna Wintour is trying to speak to Meghan Markle and compliment her outfit, and here Meghan is just like passing her by, like, I don't have time to talk to you, I've got places to go. So here's Meghan walking in, being shown to her seat. She probably had the same face she had when she showed up to the Jubilee and they placed her in the third row. And of course, cloud chasing Meghan after the show has to make sure that she is seen with the designer. And even in this exchange is so awkward and not natural. But she is trying. She's trying really hard to be seen with these people. They don't care about her. They really don't. Now, in my opinion, it does appear to me that Meghan is very focused to prove not only to the world, but also to Prince Harry, more importantly, that she's still very much desired and wanted. And when I say desired and wanted, I'm not talking about opportunities and jobs and this and that. I'm talking about to the opposite sex. And what we see in some of these clips is a mystery man that Meghan seems a bit too friendly with. Meghan is seen here being greeted by a very much younger man. She looks really ecstatic to see this guy. Marcus is an afterthought behind her. Now watch how Meghan is acting with this guy after the show. Now watch this again. She's not interested in this guy. It's when she sees the camera, Meghan starts to flirt with this guy. Meghan's a bitch and she's doing this on purpose to show Harry that she can have anybody that she wants, even someone much younger than her, with a full set of hair. And it doesn't end there. He ends up going to the dinner and after party with her at the club. And I don't think you were supposed to know that. The only reason why I'm saying that he went there is because he was caught on video right here. There he is. We're supposed to believe that Meghan is with Marcus. Where's Marcus? We didn't see him go inside. He clearly was there at the after party with her. Now, was Marcus the decoy? Maybe. I wouldn't put anything past this woman. Seems like to me, Meghan is either trying to get her groove back or she's trying to make Harry jealous. I mean, when have we last seen Meghan wear a sexy outfit with Harry? I mean, her back's all hanging out all the way down to her ass crack. I mean, come on now. And then we see decoy Marcus leaving hand in hand with Meghan back to the hotel. For all we know, this guy could have been not too far behind. But what's sick about this woman, you see what she's doing to trigger Harry. To show him, look, I'm so famous and look at all the paparazzi. My life is in danger. I have to hold my friend Marcus's hand because you're not here. And then this bitch had the nerve to film herself going on the freeway in Paris. Like, you might as well film yourself going through a tunnel, Meghan, if this is what you're trying to get at. Like, no, Meghan, you're not Mrs. Worldwide. The fact that you have to call paparazzi to stand outside your hotel to make yourself look like you are hounded by the paparazzi just like Diana is so pathetic and so overdone. I truly do feel like Meghan's trying to trigger Harry, either to make him jealous or to lose his mind over the fact that history might be repeating itself. I mean, the weekend's not over yet. I'm sure Meghan has something else up her sleeve. Everything is such a game to this woman, but clearly you can see with all this plotting and scheming and lying that she does, it really is taking a toll on her looks because she looks terrible. Meghan can never get it right. 5'3" and she's showing up to a fashion show in Paris looking like Gandhi. And what's even more mental is this funhouse mirror that Meghan has in her head, thinking that she's 5'11", and this actually looks good. Anyway, the last thing that I want to point out here is the security guard that Meghan has with her. So I put this up on X today because I thought it was a little fun fact. You see, that gentleman's name is Christopher Keenan. Christopher served for 18 years domestically and abroad as a special agent with the U.S. Department of State's Diplomatic Security Service, where he conducted complex criminal, human trafficking, terrorism, counterintelligence, and fraud investigations, protected U.S. and foreign dignitaries, and managed the comprehensive physical personnel and classified information security programs at multiple U.S. embassies and consulates. Key assignments included protective operations for secretaries of state from Colin Powell to Mike Pompeo, including full-time assignments with Condoleezza Rice and Hillary Clinton. Establishing the State Department's presence as the first accredited agency liaison officer at Europol in The Hague. Service on the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force investigating international and domestic terror threats to the homeland. Leading the Protective Security Program as the agent in charge for the U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations. Supervising the investigative unit at the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad, and high-threat protective operations in the Middle East, West Africa, and the Palestinian territories. Now, I'd like to pose this question to everybody. Why would a guy like this, of this caliber, risk his life working to protect this trash? Many keep on saying that they're running out of money. Do we honestly believe that? No, and I guarantee that there's no shortage of money. The whole thing has been nothing but a scam. And what we're seeing with Harry and Meghan is not that of a loving married couple. Couple that are never with each other, only for appearances. I mean, next week is a scheduled appearance for Harry and Meghan, but are they truly living as husband and wife? I don't think so. Like, you're going to allow your wife to be jetting off with other men? No, something's not right there. Not right at all. I really do think Meghan did this to mess with Harry's head. Because I believe Harry is desperate to find a way to get back home, and that's the last thing that she wants. She doesn't want to lose her husband to his family, because once that happens, she's done. And if indeed Harry has had enough, which I hope is the case, there ain't nothing that Meghan can do to bring him back. Because truly, when a guy is done with a woman, doesn't matter how much the woman tries to show the guy that he's missing out, he's done. Anyway, that's all I have for you on this topic. You know, you could put lipstick on a swine, but at the end of the day, it's still a filthy, dirty swine. And that's exactly what we got here. Now, I wonder how Misan feels about his friend going to support Balenciaga. You know, back in the day when Balenciaga was exposed for that disgusting campaign, this is what he said.
So I've had a lot of messages saying you need to see what's going on with Balenciaga. I have, and as a photographer that's worked with many brands in the fashion industry, I'm utterly horrified, and I'm angry. I know how many steps you go through as a photographer to get the client to approve images. I know how many adult eyes have to look at images for them to be printed, especially for a retail campaign where you're selling the product online. This gift shop shoot by Balenciaga is abhorrent. And those babies, those children who were not protected, I don't know where the parents were, but I do know that those children were not protected so you could sell your products. The fashion industry needs to do something about this. The owner of Balenciaga, caring all the way up to the CEO, to the owner, Francois Pinault, need to do something about this. The idea that any products for children are being sold now on the website of Balenciaga is an affront to those children that were not protected. This is unacceptable, and I don't care if I never shoot for anyone in this industry again. Children we're talking about. To my friends that have any contacts in the fashion industry, do the right thing and speak to the people that can do something about this. An Instagram apology and yes, we're investigating is not enough. This is an alarm for the industry. Where are we going? Where our most precious are being used for what? At what cost? No. Unacceptable.
Anyway, that's all I have to say about this witch in the night. Definitely leave your thoughts below. As always, I will be back with more content, but until then, please be safe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!
Such a fraud.